Hey guys, Curtis here with you today. Today I want to go over this multivitamin here. And this is made by the company Nutricost or Nutricost, kind of with an I in there. I almost want to say Nutricost, but I'm assuming it's Nutri. All right, probiotics plus 22 vitamins and minerals. Going over here to the side. Suggested use as a dietary supplement, take 2 capsules daily with 8 to 12 ounces of water, or as directed by your healthcare professional. Third party tested. That's something I always like to see. I don't know if everybody thinks that's a big deal, but to me that feels pretty cool. I mean, that means that they trust their stuff good enough or well enough, whatever the proper sentence structure be there, but they trust their product enough to actually send it out to somebody else to kind of check it out. So that's nice to see. All right, looking over here on the vitamins, it looks like it has pretty much your normal typical stuff. Here you got vitamin A, C, D, E, K, and so on. Something I always look at whenever I'm looking at a vitamin, or I use mainly multivitamins more than anything. And once you get to the bottom of this, you usually see like a dark line. And underneath, you'll have different items or different stuff here. That's usually the stuff that's going to make one vitamin kind of different from another one. So that's something I always look at. And this one, it has, I mean, they're telling you right at the front, probiotics, that's what's in here. But it has a probiotic enzyme blend. It has 45 milligrams of that. And it also has another thing in here, and I'm going to butcher this name, but it is vanadium, I think, how you pronounce it. I don't know if the camera could pick that up or not, but it's pretty small. But right there. So those are the kind of the 2 items that's going to be, I guess, a little bit unique to this product. We have a vegetarian product on the front, little stamp, quality, guaranteed, another little stamp. So far so good. So the things I always like to pay attention to when I look at any type of supplement, or 2 main things I always look at. One is the smell. Does it have a strong, harsh odor to it? And the other one is the actual size of the pill. The reason I always pay attention to that stuff is my wife she just doesn't like harsh, I guess the word here, harsh smelling supplements. It almost makes her just kind of gag almost. She just doesn't like anything that has a real harsh smell or strong smell. And she's also very sensitive to taking pills anyway, so she doesn't want a big, massive horse pill. So the one downside I do see to this right away is a serving size is 2. So if I was going to try to convince my wife to take these, that's going to be my first obstacle, is trying to convince her to take 2 pills instead of 1. Me personally, I don't care. I like taking supplements. It doesn't bother me. But again, for her, I pretty much got to, talk her into it. So that right there, having to take 2 of them, for her, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. Again, she has almost like a gag reflex when it comes to strong smell. So I'm going to give this a whiff and see what we got. Smell, a little bit strong. I mean, it's not incredibly bad or terrible, but it does smell like a multivitamin, which it's a multivitamin. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. But again, I always kind of look at things from her perspective. If it smells and she has to take 2 of them, I'm going to have a hard time convincing her to do it. But let's get a couple of these out so we can look at the size and stuff here. Again, the smell's not terrible, guys. I mean, if you've taken multivitamins before, you're probably pretty familiar with that smell. I have no idea what it is we're smelling, but a lot of multivitamins tend to have a similar odor to it. And this is no different. It does have that little bit of smell. I was kind of hoping, being in a capsule, that maybe that smell wouldn't be as prominent, but it's in there. Again, it's not as strong as a lot of I smell, but there is a little bit of that multivitamin smell to it. All right, so a serving size is 2. I got several out here. As far as the actual size of it, I'd say it's pretty standard. It's a pretty standard size capsule. If anything, maybe it's even a little bit smaller, almost like maybe a little bit skinnier. But I mean, pretty comparable to most other capsules I've seen. So I don't think my wife would have a hard time with the size of these. But again, you have to take 2 of them for your serving size, and again, that slight smell. But as far as having the different ones out, I always like to look at them and just try to compare one capsule to the next. And basically kind of what I'm looking for is any weird colors, some of them are half full and others are completely full. I'm always trying to just see if there's a difference between them. And these all look pretty much as identical. I'm not seeing any real difference between them here. There's maybe a little bit, like if you hold up to a light, there's a little bit of empty space up here. But again, that's pretty common. I mean, it's to be expected. There's a powder. Maybe the powder settles, or maybe they intentionally don't fill it all the way up for whatever reason. But as long as they all pretty much look like that, which it looks like they do, I'm going to say that's just their plan. I mean, that's how they did it on purpose. Again, I don't think that's a negative at all. It's just something I like to look for. Again, if I notice half of them are full, half are empty, then I'm going to start thinking a little bit weird about it. But so far, so good. You can see they all look pretty identical and normal. So there you go, guys. There's my thoughts on it. Again, it's a good quality company. I mean, this company's been around for a while. I've never had any issues with this brand. Again, I mentioned the smell, but don't take it as in this thing stinks. I mean, it smells like a multivitamin. And again, for my wife, that's something that would make it a little bit difficult for her to get down. But the size of the pills are good. Again, you do got to take 2 of them. But all in all, I'd still recommend it. Again, but if you do have someone in your family, or maybe it's you, that has a kind of a sensitivity towards like smells and whatnot, just keep that in mind. But there you go, guys. So I hope somebody out there got something from this video, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.